I'm going to show y'all how I meal prep my chicken and cook it. First, I always trim the fat off of it, especially if it's from like Sam's Club or something. I didn't know they started doing bagged chicken at Sam's Club until now, but that's what we're working with. So let's get this shit trimmed up and show you how to season it. I use plenty of paper towels when I do this because the juices from the chicken get everywhere. Okay, there's only 2 breasts in each one, I guess. I cooked chicken on Monday. I cooked 2 of those like smaller packs of 3, and I already ran out. But luckily we don't have work tomorrow, and really don't have a whole lot to do. Just got done at the gym a little bit ago, and got showered up, ate my meal. Figured I'd try to get some chicken cooked. And it started raining outside as soon as I fired up the Traeger. So hopefully my pellets don't get wet. I know last time I got them wet, there's an auger in there I had to clean out. It was a nightmare. An absolute nightmare to clean up. So it doesn't have to be perfect, and you don't really have to do this. Not a lot of people do. I like to because I like the leaner part of the chicken. And obviously you gotta be like kind of good at it because you don't want to waste pounds of chicken at a time either. Like if you're cutting big ass chunks off, it's kind of a waste. So whatever you can, just peel most of it off. Like some of this stuff, you can just peel right off. But it sticks to your fingers so bad. Like that. See, you can still see there's shit. Like you can still see there's some in there, but it really ain't gonna be perfect. Whatever your personal preference is. And sometimes I get these and it says boneless, skinless chicken breasts. They're definitely not boneless, I'll tell you that. Because there's sometimes I've been trimming it up and I've found like 3 or 4 bones in it. It's like they just don't really even care. Alright. Now that's all cleaned up, we can get this out of here. I'll just throw it there for now. So some people like to tenderize their chicken. I used to, but I don't anymore. Especially with the Traeger. It does just fine. I don't need to tenderize it or beat it flat. I don't need to beat my meat. Over my paper towels. I hate having that slimy shit all over my fingers. But I'm not going to be that dude that wears gloves all the time. I'm using taco seasoning today. I think that's what I used last time. Another good one is the, what is it? The cheddar garlic parm. It's like Kinder's. That stuff's amazing. I put that on here all the time. Or that's what I was using for a while. And then my local grocery store does not hold that stuff. because I live in a small town. I gotta go to like Walmart or Target or something like that to find it. So normally when I'm up in Omaha or somewhere up in Lincoln, I pick up bulk seasoning when I can. Don't get me wrong, I'll still get seasoning absolutely everywhere. That's just how it goes. And I'll probably waste more than I actually use. My cats just love messing with stuff. They like breaking stuff too. And just destroying stuff in general, just for attention. That's all cats do. At least mine anyway. Like you can't hang up curtains, blinds, don't forget about it. These, that's why they're up so high. Just so the cats don't mess with them. But they don't ever really get up here, because I think they know they're not supposed to. So whatever excess we have, wipe that shit up with the chicken. Get it all juicy. And nicely seasoned. It may look like an absolute ton of seasoning. I promise you it is not. That's just what taco seasoning looks like on this stuff. Or on this stuffed chicken. Try to keep one hand clean, just so I don't get seasoning all over these shakers. Alright, so now I throw a little bit of pepper on there. Oh, I know what they're messing with. That curtain rod they knocked down earlier. Just like I said, can't hang curtains up anywhere. Alright, now a little bit of pink Himalayan salt. Obviously, I know taco seasoning has a shitload of salt in it, sodium the way it is. But I throw a little bit of this on there. Alright. Let's check on the grill and I'll get back to you guys. Alright, the grill is up to temperature. So you're gonna take your chicken, throw it out there on the grill. I got it at 350, like I've said like 4 fucking times. But I do 10 minutes each side, probably 2 to 3 times each side, depending on how it's cooking. It also depends on how cold it is outside of that Traeger too. And you gotta know where your hot spots are at on your grill. I said that like I'm on a famous cooking show or something, but you should know where your hot spots are at on your grill. Like there's certain areas that are a lot hotter than others. But yeah, that all depends on how thick your chicken is and everything else too. So let's get this thrown on there, see what it looks like when it gets done. I'll see you when we get done. Alright, one thing I do while I'm waiting for the chicken to cook is get my rice in the bowls, and since we upped the rice to 240 this week, 240 grams, we're gonna have to use different containers because the ones I have do not hold 6 ounces of chicken and 240 grams of rice very well, and putting 2 cups of veggies in it. So we got bigger containers, we throw them in there, and I believe it's only adding carbs on meals 3, 5, and 6. Like I said in the gym earlier, the pre-workout meal, it's actually just 2 cups of fruit instead of 1. It's kind of disappointing. I was hoping it'd be a Pop-Tart or a bagel. That's okay. And we gotta flip the chicken real fast. Alright, we're back. Then I got a bowl that I can cut all my chicken up and throw it into. It's pretty much the only purpose of that bowl. Got all these that the chicken and rice definitely will not fit into. But to make sure they fit in my lunchbox, we got these two. Let's get the rice and get going. What's nice about using different containers too, when you put them in the fridge after you make them, is you can decipher what meal was what. Like meal 6 is 240 grams of rice and 9 ounces of chicken. You can either write it on top of the Sharpie and it washes right off these plastic lids, or you can, I don't know, put 120 in here and then 240 in these ones. That's what I've always done. That's what works for me. It helps me decide instead of putting sticky notes on everything. Now the cat's rubbing up against the tripod. Alright, let's get going. And there's certain points where I can cook rice and chicken like 4 times, not 4 times, but when I was on my last bulk, I think I was cooking chicken almost 3 times a week and making a ton of rice all the time. So I'm actually only going to prep a few of these just to actually show you guys, because I don't really need to prep it. Yeah, I'm going to get the rice in containers and stuff, but for the main meals like meal 6 and 5, I believe, I'm just going to make it as I go throughout the day too, because sometimes I get a little sidetracked and add a little bit here and there with the chicken and rice. So especially on the weekends, because it is the weekend now, but during the week I prep it all, put it all in containers, and makes it a lot easier for me. So I'm gonna get a few of these in here and I'll show you guys when the chicken gets done. So now that our chicken is cooked, one thing I like to do is, if I can find it, obviously it's cooked all the way, but I like to put tin foil over it for about 30 minutes, let it finish cooking all the way. Like, not necessarily all the way, but let it cool itself. Kind of like you would have smoking a brisket or something. And it's too fucking hot to cut. So I put it in tin foil, and to me this is actually how I keep the moisture in the chicken. I think it does. Especially with, like, it all sit, I don't know. It just makes the chicken stay moist throughout the week, and it doesn't get dry as shit. But Here's the final result of the chicken. Actually turned out real good. And depending on how long you cook it or like what temperature, it's really up to the person too. It just depends on how you like your chicken. So let's get this shit wrapped, and I will see you guys when I throw in the bowls. So now that the chicken is well prepared, I like to get most expensive pair of scissors I've ever bought in my life out and chop this shit up. Normally I take it all out and dump all the juices out, but I don't feel like cleaning another bowl because I've done a piss load of dishes tonight. So we're not even gonna go there. I just take a few at a time, put them right here, start cutting this shit up. No, I don't cut it into separate fucking bowls. Actually, I am gonna dump the juice out. Throw it all right here and just start cutting the stuff up. Doesn't really take too long. Depending on who you are, if you're feeding a baby or an infant or yourself, or you just like small chicken, it does not have to be perfect. So just chop that shit up and throw it in the damn bowl. A lot of people use knife. I think scissors are a lot faster for me. Obviously you don't want monster ass chunks in there, otherwise you're not even going to be able to mix your bowl that good. I'm sure there is a much better, more efficient way to do this. Like if your chicken's cooked to perfection, like mine obviously is, it kind of just falls apart. Sometimes you ain't even gotta cut it, you can just, I don't know, rip it apart, throw it in there. So now that you have your meat all chop sueyed up, you're gonna throw it in the damn bowl. And these ones get 6 ounces. And I don't really care if I get my fucking hands dirty. I've been cutting the damn chicken and everything else. And this is seriously how long it takes for me to, after you get everything cooked and ready, and get shit all over the countertop, like I always do. It doesn't take long whatsoever. Forgot to zero that out, but it will. Alright y'all, that is a wrap for this video. Once you get all your chicken in there, you can put all the toppings on you want. One of my personal favorites is those little triangle Laughing Cow cream cheeses. They're like 5 calories a piece, and they make everything so much better. I put those and then sugar-free barbecue. Obviously you have to switch it up every once in a while, maybe go like Chinese rice and chicken, or hell, I don't know what else you can do, some Thai food or Japanese. Make sure you switch it up so you actually don't hate your diet and you actually enjoy it. But that's a wrap for this video, and my dog is shaking all of the rain off of him right now, so that's probably loud as hell. And I'll see you all in the next one to clean all this shit up.